Today I'm sharing my February favorites. Hey guys, welcome back to SheriApproved. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, welcome, and if you're already a part of the SheriApproved family, thank you so much for clicking on today's videos. So I'm trying to keep up with my favorites every month because I realize that throughout the month there may be things that I'm using just on an everyday basis that I might forget to tell you guys about, and I can really just put them in my favorites videos. That being said, there tends to be a lot of items, so I want to try to get through these as quickly as possible. But yeah, I would like to know what you guys have been enjoying in February. Leave it in the comments down below, and remember to follow me on Facebook and Instagram as well, and on TikTok if you're not already. My first favorite of February is absolutely my daughter Hadassah. Hadassah turned 4 in February. Can you guys believe it? I cannot believe that it is literally almost 5 years ago, you know, when I was pregnant. Like, wow, where has the time gone? And from the time Hadassah entered our lives, she has brought so much joy to us. But when I tell you, having a child causes you to grow and learn and just have a whole other experience of the world, my goodness. But yeah, she is my first and ultimate favorite of February. So as usual, I have a mix of items. The first item is a makeup item, and it is the powder that I teased you guys with on my Instagram stories, letting you know, like, bring out all the glowy sunscreens because there is something that I'm using on top of them that I have absolutely fallen in love with, and it's this powder by Revlon. It's the Revlon Color Stay Blot Matte Setting Powder. Thing about it is, I don't think this is new. Like, it's new to me, but when I did a quick search, I saw like most people were kind of getting it like about a year ago. But I feel like I've only found out about this like 2 months ago. Like, where have I been? Or why are you all not talking about this? How come nobody told me about this? So what happened was, I went on Amazon because I actually wanted to get my shade in the reformulated Revlon Color Stay foundation to try out. Then I saw that there's a Revlon Color Stay blotting powder, and they had a primer, and they had a setting spray. So you know, I am all about the Revlon Color Stay life, right? Like the OG followers. So I am like, yeah, I have to get this. So I literally purchased the 3 items that I saw from this whole blot collection. And I'm gonna tell you guys right away, like, don't waste your money on the primer on the setting spray. This setting spray is like the worst setting spray I've tried in a long time, and the primer is just okay, nothing revolutionary. I do have a primer that I will share with you today, but this powder, oh my goodness, like, I already want a backup of this powder. Now let me read what Revlon says about this, right? They say that it's a mattifying powder that has triple action that will mattify, absorb oil, reduce the appearance of pores while controlling shine all day. Now they say that it is infused with a superfood detox blend of citrus, aloe, and broccoli, which is throughout the line. I have no problem with skincare being my makeup. So, I mean, that was neither here nor there with me, but they also say that it's ideal for all skin tones and that it's non-cakey. Now, if you go on Revlon's site, they do have on the page that has this powder, like, people darker than me with this powder on them, and I'm shocked because the powder literally is invisible. I cannot say because I've tried it on myself. I do think it's invisible. I love how really it does all those things that it claims. I have so many sunscreens in my collection. I try all types of sunscreens, and the majority of sunscreens will have a glowy finish or a dewy finish on my skin. And because I'm oily, that's not necessarily my preference. And then I tend to reach for other sunscreens more, and I might leave those, but I need to finish them out. And since I've gotten this, I have been so loving using those sunscreens because I literally put on my sunscreen, I leave it for that 7 to 10 minutes to set on my face, and then I will literally just take a brush and lightly dust it all over my face, and it completely takes down the shine, but not in a dead matte kind of way. No, like, it mattifies the skin, but in a lively kind of way. That making sense to you guys? But that's not the only way I use this powder. This powder has become like top drawer for me. So I also use this if I want a bulletproof foundation. So there is a technique where before you actually apply a foundation, if you want a little bit more mattifying and staying powder, you can dust over or set your primer with a setting powder or blotting powder like this one. Or sometimes you can actually take a little bit of the powder and mix it into the foundation, and that kind of mattifies the foundation a little bit. I love doing that with this. So what I do is I will literally dust a little bit on before I apply my foundation. It just holds that foundation on a little bit longer. Plus, I am also getting use of my more glowy and dewy foundations because of this, using that technique. And the other way that I've been using it as well is when I finish put on my foundation, I will set my T-zone, just dust it over my T-zone before I actually put on the powder that I want to use to set my foundation. And that has also been given extra longevity to my makeup. Oh my goodness, like I don't know why I didn't find out about this before. This is amazing. The next thing is just to mention, but to let you guys know that I did get the concealer, the Huda Beauty concealer in the shade for my under eye, and that is the shade 5.1N Caramel Corn. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade, a lovely everyday shade. It's not too bright and it's like just a little bit lighter than my skin tone, so it is perfect for giving me that lovely natural highlight under my eye. But guys, I can absolutely attest that this Huda Beauty concealer is fantastic as a concealer. So if you looked at my last favorites video, I believe I mentioned to you guys that I was using the other shade that I got as all over foundation because it's amazing like that as well. But I have really been loving this under my eyes. It is one of the very few concealers that lasts a little bit longer in terms of how it settles into my lines. I have lines under my eyes. Like, I think that's probably the place that I'm most concerned about when it comes to lines on my face. And this concealer just wears beautifully. It does not look dry. I actually think that it is mature skin friendly. If you haven't tried this and you're looking probably to try a high-end concealer, I would say check this one out. I have been using this a lot more and loving it a lot more than the Dior that I purchased. Granted that I do need to use the Dior a little bit more to kind of solidify my thoughts on that, but the thing is I have just been reaching for this one when I want a high-end concealer. This item, when the next Sephora sale rolls around, this will be the first thing in my cart. I will absolutely pay full price for the full size of this. I only purchased the small size, and oh my goodness, this is the Milk Makeup, oh gosh, what's the full name of this, right? This is the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer, and I am like skimping on how I use this because this is the best primer for oily skin that I have used in a long time, besides the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm, which I recommend for oily skin as well as a primer. Whew, like this one I think though is even easier to use. The consistency of this is so lightweight, it melts into the skin. I generally will just need to use this in my T-zone. Although I do get oily all over my skin, I will generally get a lot of oil in this area, especially on my cheeks. And I will just use this there. Although this has been making me like foundations that I probably would not have loved before. It has been working with everything, and when I tell you everything, I mean everything. It is a water-based primer, and if you've ever used the Becca Ever Matte primer, I think that we used to have like years ago, you will know that that was amazing for oily skin, but very finicky because the texture was a little bit thicker, almost type of like a putty, and if you didn't use that properly or didn't have the right technique, it would pill and it could make foundations look a little bit weird, but it had really good oil control power. I feel like this is that upgraded in the best texture possible. And the weird thing is, just in passing, I realized that this actually contains niacinamide and bakuchiol in the ingredients. So I guess with the long-term use of this in your makeup routine, you may get some of those skincare benefits as well. But this, if you are oily or even combination and you want a really good primer to hold up in your T-zone, this I highly recommend. So I have my two health items to share with you, and really and truly, I wasn't expecting that I would be sharing this with you. I started back doing my smoothies. Now, I wasn't doing smoothies as much because I tend to use my collagen powder in my coffee or my tea, so I don't really need like to do a smoothie to mix it in there. And so that's why I kind of came off smoothies for a bit. But recently I started using the Greensbest Elderberry powder because I'm also doing it for Hadassah. Like, I'll mix it into her juices and stuff like that, and it tastes so good. So I started mixing it into my smoothies because you guys should know by now that there are some really great benefits, especially for your immune system, kind of shortening duration of colds and flus and so on by using elderberry very regularly. But I also wanted to bring in this, and this is the Greensbest Matcha powder. Now, for many of you, you might be like, Sheri, what's the big deal? So my husband, my daughter, other members of my family will know that all of these type of green powders, you know, like wheatgrass and all these things, I cannot consume them the way people will just like put a spoon in a glass of juice or put it in their smoothie and stuff. I cannot do it because it nauseates me. Literally, I will throw up. I cannot handle the smell of it. And all that is like a whole drama with me and that. But the thing about it is I know about the health benefits of matcha. Matcha is a very, very potent antioxidant. And I have been wanting to try matcha lattes and all these things for a while. I just cannot get over the smell. Like that will make me feel sick for a long time to come. So I decided, you know what, let me try to hide this in my smoothies. So I started putting some elderberry and some matcha in my smoothies, and guys, that was the trick. Now the key is I have to make sure that I don't smell it when I open the bag. I just need to put it in my blender and cover it and then let it do its thing. But oh my goodness, this combination has been the ultimate pick-me-up for me in the afternoon. Like I have very, very long days. And sometimes by the time we get to after lunch, I feel like, wait, now I feel like I've been working for 24 hours already. And I really just need something to give me a little extra pep in my step. I don't really want to drink a cup of coffee at that time. So my goodness, this has been doing it for me in the best way possible. I feel great because I'm getting some really good extra ingredients into my body. Next, I have a skincare item. Now, this bottle might look like it's very full, but I want you to keep in mind that I have gone through so many smaller ones of this, and I finally decided to get the bigger one because I think I'm obsessed enough with it that it warrants a big bottle in my skincare collection. And this is from a brand called Trinidad. I don't know if you've ever heard about it, but this is their Dive-In Skin Booster. Now, they have an entire hyaluronic acid focus line, from a cleanser to a toner. They have this, they have a moisturizer, they have a sunscreen, they have a serum. I have tried all the products in the line. They're all great, but when I tell you, this became the one that I needed and I kept reaching for. This is just FYI, Trinidad is a vegan Korean skincare brand, and it's actually ranked as one of their top indie skincare brands. Now, if you guys have been following me for quite a while, you all will know that I am not the need a separate or specific hyaluronic acid product person. That is not me, because I personally think hyaluronic acid is found in so many products that you could actually kind of overdo it, especially if your skin doesn't need it, especially if you're not very, very dehydrated or very, very dry and you really want to focus on that. And then you get a separate hyaluronic acid product, and there's a huge hype around hyaluronic acid, and people love hyaluronic acid for different reasons. Some people cannot live without it. I am not that person. There are very few dedicated hyaluronic acid products that has blown me away to the point where like I finish it up and so on. One of those products is the Hyaluronic Water Plumping Serum. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful product. And then this is the next hyaluronic acid product that I cannot seem to get enough of. So this is a skin booster. Essentially, it's kind of like the thing that you will use in your essence step or kind of as a hydrating step at any point in time in your skincare routine. But what has been happening to me is that like after I do my toner, I get to my essence step, I will apply some of this, I put it on my skin, and then I feel like I just want more. The way it absorbs into the skin, the way it feels on the skin, the way my skin looks, I am just obsessed, and I just keep going back and I'm like, Sheri, do another layer and do another layer, and it never feels extremely heavy or anything like that. I am just so in love with this. Now, essentially, this may be considered as a hydration booster. Now, the focus is a 5D complex of hyaluronic acid. What that means is that they have 5 types of hyaluronic acid at different types of weights. It is going to attract moisture to different levels of your skin, not just the surface, but it is going to really deeply, intensely help to attract moisture and hydrate your skin. Because of that, I find that you not only get the hydration, but you get an extra plumpness and a juiciness of the skin. And honestly, I was very, very happy with the results, just knowing that, wow, this hyaluronic acid product is really doing it for me. So much so that I find myself incorporating it into my routine almost every single night. The thing about it is not just full of this beautiful complex of hyaluronic acid. It also contains malachite extract, and I don't know if you've ever heard about that, but malachite extract is a copper-rich mineral that is packed with antioxidants, but when it comes to ingredients, it kind of falls in that anti-aging, well-aging category because of its impact on wrinkles. That natural mineral extract is also what gives this its natural light blue color. And then it also has panthenol, it also has allantoin, it also has ceramides. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Something that I thought of when using this. If you have been one of those people that loved the Hada Lobo Gokujun Premium Essence, try this. Try this and let me know what you think. Yeah, just try this. I have just been in love with this. That's all I want to say. The other skincare item that I want to share with you guys, I kind of hinted of in my recent Bakuchiol video, and somebody did ask me, like, Sheri, of the 3 Bakuchiol serums that you mentioned, which one is your favorite? It's kind of hard because the ones that I mentioned are not the only Bakuchiol serums that I have tried there. There are others, but honestly, those would be my top 3. But if I had to choose just one, it would be this one. This is the Benton Bakuchiol serum. And if you want to know about the benefits about Bakuchiol, I highly recommend that you check out that video because I went into detail about what Bakuchiol could do, how you could use it, how you could incorporate it in your skincare routine and all that. But I have been using this on my acid nights, especially when I'm doing my AHAs and my BHAs. This serum has 2.5% Bakuchiol. It is considered a functional cosmetic in Korea. And what that means is that certain tests have to be done and the results of these tests and these studies have to be provided to Korea's Ministry of Food and Drug Safety. And once they actually pass that whole process, it will be considered a functional cosmetic. And this particular one has been tested in terms of wrinkle improvement. It also contains niacinamide, it also contains adenosine, but Benton boasts a lot about the Bakuchiol or the purity of the Bakuchiol that they use in their serum. And that is what actually gives it this caramel color. I have absolutely been loving the impact of this in my skin. Like when I brought it in, I saw an improvement in texture. My overall skin just feels smoother, a little bit more elastic, if you know what I mean. And that is the reason why I decided that I actually wanted to do that video on Bakuchiol, because I realized from my own experience and how I've been using it, the impact it has been making in my skincare routine. Now, the one thing I will say about this is, of course, they have added no fragrance. So what you're smelling here is the natural smell. And when you now have to use this, it could be kind of right. Yeah. So exactly one of the reasons why I don't like to smell like the matcha and the wheatgrass and stuff like that would be why this kind of threw me. It has a very earthy herbal scent. So the first couple of times I had to be like, okay, Sheri, you're doing this for the people, because honestly, I was just going to be trying this to review it because of that smell. But I got over it very, very quickly. The scent does not last, and now I actually know what it smells like. I anticipate it, and it smells kind of pleasant to me. Like it has that very natural, earthy type of smell. But I'm saying that because it might not be everyone's cup of tea. So if you know that, you'd probably definitely kind of try that, because I mean, this is considered to be a very potent Bakuchiol product. Then you could probably definitely try the Tiam or the Kosdebaha. The Kosdebaha has no fragrance. The TM has a very mild, very pleasant, like a light floral type fragrance that I really, really do like. I just want to let you guys know that, but I have been able to pass that and I absolutely love this. 2 more products to share with you guys in this video, and one is a foot cream. Like, yeah, a foot cream. I'm going to be raving about a foot cream for the next few minutes. Y'all bear with me. This is from Puang Kangul, and this is their softening foot cream. And that sounds like a marketing gimmick, right? But somebody actually recommended this to me, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to try it. So I purchased this and I started using it. And after about a week, I was like, wait, my foot really feeling softer. But here's the thing, like, you know that even if you do like a foot scrub or a pedicure or whatever, I mean, after a while, those dead skin cells are going to build up, and you will start to feel the build up. You might start to feel the roughness and stuff again on your feet, right? So I am literally due for a pedicure, like a home soak, whatever you want to call it, a foot scrub, blah, blah, blah. And I have been realizing that my feet still feel really soft. The thing that I noticed about this is that even if I apply it in the night and the next day, like I shower and stuff, like sometimes I might be like, I forgot to put on lotion, because I still feel that softness and that smoothness on my feet with this. Now, this does contain like ceramides, hyaluronic acid, centella asiatica, all of that, but it contains urea. Urea is an ingredient that is put in skincare products to help to break down that keratin that builds up on the skin. So especially in areas like your feet, under your feet, that kind of thing, where it happens very, very quickly, having a cream or a lotion with urea could be very, very helpful. Now, I know this, and somehow I still wasn't expecting it to have such an impact. I don't know what is in the base of this or how they've done it, but the actual formulation as well of this feels so, so nice. It's not sticky, but yet you feel the moisturization as if you've applied like a body butter on your skin, but it's not heavy at all, but you could feel like literally so smooth. Like, I'm doing this right now and I'm feeling my legs, because your skin feels the softness, like, you know, like if you have freshly shaven legs or freshly waxed legs and you put some lotion on, and that softness that you feel, like, I don't know what's in you, but you are beautiful. And the last item that really has been a favorite, because I'm trying to bring in a favorite palette of the month, is this palette from PatMcGrath. And this is the Mothership Mega, the Celestial Nirvana. So this would have been the Mothership Mega palette that would have been in her 2022 Christmas collection. No, I purchased this not necessarily because the colors I needed to have it or anything like that, but I have just been collecting all of these palettes since she started doing them in every Christmas collection. So of course I had to get this one. And in February, guys, I use this so much. It is the eyeshadow that I'm wearing on my eyes today. I am in love with it for a couple of reasons. So I will insert a clip so you can kind of get a feel of what the colors look like. And you will see there are a lot of bright colors in here, but guys, you can absolutely get neutral looks with this palette. And that's one of the reasons that I love it. The mattes, so pigmented, but they blend beautifully in typical PatMcGrath style. The shimmers, the metallics, they all perform well. I don't think you're going to be disappointed with this palette. And in fact, it's on sale now at Sephora. It's been on sale on PatMcGrath's site as well. So if you were thinking about it, now is a great time to pick it up. The only thing I wish this palette had was a shade that was light enough for me to use on my brow bone, but that's fine because I'll simply use like whatever powder I use to set my under eyes or whatever as my brow bone highlights. So that was a mouthful. We've come to the end of this month's favorites. I'd love to hear in the comments down below what were your favorites, what were the things you found yourself using over and over again in February. Have you tried any of these products? I'm sorry if I went on and on and on, but I just needed to let you guys know how much I love these. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video soon. Take care. Bye.